Today we're talking about cortisol. Cortisol is our stress hormone, and so many people come in to see me with concerns of cortisol imbalances that I wanted to just explain a little bit about what is cortisol, how does it work in our body, and what happens when we have cortisol imbalances. So starting from the basics, cortisol is secreted from our adrenal glands. Our adrenal glands sit on top of our kidneys. They are responsible for secreting all of our stress hormones. So cortisol, adrenaline, and norepinephrine. These adrenal glands pump out these hormones when we're under times of stress. So our bodies are not designed to be under stress 24/7. We are designed to run from a bear, a quick burst of energy, and then stop and relax. So in fact, that's how our cortisol levels are designed to be. They're designed to release under a short acute time of stress, and then when we have a chance to relax, we're repairing those levels. But because our society is so busy and so hectic and so crazy, we're asking our body to pump out cortisol all day long. And what happens is, for the short period, we have high cortisol. So I'm sure you've heard about high cortisol. And yes, in fact, that's true. Under short periods of stress, we do have high cortisol. But if we stay stressed for prolonged periods of time, then our body can only stay high for a short period of time until we essentially crash and burn. And that's what's known as adrenal fatigue. So adrenal fatigue presents here in my office as someone who's tired and they're waking up exhausted no matter how much sleep they've had the night before. They are apathetic, they lack motivation, they don't really want to do anything or have the energy to do anything. And it's that person who's gaining weight around the midsection specifically. We call it the cortisol belly. And so, when you're under a lot of stress, it's not only really hard to lose weight, but you might find that your habits haven't changed, nothing's changed, yet you're gaining weight and it's all around your midsection. So these are all really helpful ways to determine whether or not you are suffering from an adrenal imbalance or adrenal fatigue. You're just under high stress for long periods of time, and your coping mechanisms have changed. You're not able to cope the same way that you used to, or little things that you used to find rolling off your back, they're not rolling off your back anymore. They're making you irritable and stressed and angry and even anxious. Some people who have adrenal fatigue are noticing that they're becoming more anxious as their stress levels increase, and that's just because you don't have the reserves to help cope. Your body isn't handling the stress because we're actually not designed to handle this level of stress. So I work with you to help bring back your cortisol, right? When we're essentially thinking of it like a gas tank, you want your gas tank of cortisol to be full. And as you go through stress, we're depleting that gas tank till you're running on empty. So my role is to help fill your gas tank, to provide you with more energy to be able to survive and function and go about your day. And the goal there is then that you're not taking that cortisol that I've given you and depleting your stores by doing more and more and more. We're trying to repair you and rebuild you and allow your body to relax so it's not in constant fight or flight mode. I hope that makes sense. It's really all about the hormones. We really need to balance your hormones when it comes to stress. So that is a short snippet on adrenal fatigue and cortisol, and we'll be checking in regularly. I'll talk to you a little bit about hormones and estrogen and progesterone and testosterone and all the other game players in this world of hormones.